Week 3 of UPA. That's what today's battle is going to consist of in this video. Welcome back to the channel if you are coming back from last week or just a viewer of mine, of course. I am really looking forward to this week of the UPA, guys, because it's going to be our first opponent this season where we have actually fought the person before. We are going up against Jack/Gravy, coach of the Vancouver Titangs. We are talking about a very awesome dude. He runs the PTL, he was in ABC with us, and he's just someone so awesome to talk to. I always enjoy our conversations, and he also makes content when he is available because he is a pretty busy person. So please go check out my opponent in the description below. His YouTube link will be prioritized because he's my opponent. Just wanted to mention that. Also want to mention that I am recording in the morning, which is extremely rare for me. I don't think it's going to make a difference for you guys, but it's just something I wanted to note out. Before we get into the matchup and the bulk of the video portion, I just want to let it be known, our matchup in this game is extremely good. It's so one-sided, it's kind of ridiculous. There is one thing my opponent has that kind of has a good matchup, but besides that, it's going to be good. So we can now look into it. And bam, you can see both of our teams on screen now. I will quickly list off my opponent's team. His team is GMAX Duraludon, URSHIFU Single Strike, ZERAORA, TANGROWTH, GARDEVOIR, SWAMPERT, TORNADUS, COALOSSAL, EXPLOUD, QWILFISH, and CLEFAIRY. That one thing I mentioned was going to be URSHIFU, and my many lack of switch-ins to it. For what I am bringing this week, Banded Close Combat cleanly 2-codes everything that I'm bringing. So if he gets in an advantageous position like I have FERROTHORN in, for example, and he brings in URSHIFU, he gets a kill if he just clicks Close Combat, which is just incredibly scary to go up against. I do have some offensive ways to deal with it, but I do still have to be careful with my defensive core this week for said reason. Gardevoir is kind of similar in that sense, but it's a little bit less scary because he has to predict a move to lock into if it's choice specs. But that's what makes URSHIFU a little bit more scarier. Besides that, I'm not really scared of anything. ZERAORA is kind of whatever. His defensive core in TANGROWTH, SWAMPERT, COALOSSAL, I can take major advantage of. Duraludon is a bad Pokemon, and I keep saying it, so I'm not too scared of that. And just, again, my matchup is just insanely good here, and I feel kind of bad for my opponent this week. I will let you guys know what my plan is before I start breaking down my team. My plan is to have Crocodile clean. Simple as that. I do have a Moxie Choice Scarf set, as I'll talk about a little bit later, because I do not expect Tangrowth to come. If Tangrowth comes, then I can take major advantage of that with stuff like Charizard. COMFEY can Calm Mind, which looks pretty good if he gets boosted up enough in this game. And it's just going to be a good time. I just have to be careful and find out what Pokemon he's bringing and what's at what health and all that, extra nonsense. But that's just going to wrap it up for my opponent's team. What I am bringing to this game this week consists of DRAGALGE, GMAX Charizard, FERROTHORN, COMFEY, Throw, and Crocodile. DRAGALGE is making its season debut. This set is going to be an Assault Vest set with adaptability, of course. Moves being Draco Meteor, Sludge Bomb, Scald, and Flip Turn. This has a lot of max HP with a mix of special attack and speed def. So that's the EV spread for this week. DRAGALGE gives me the most diverse type of set this week, as it can be both offensive and defensive. Offensive because just Poison and Dragon is absolutely amazing in this game. I do have to be careful of what I click depending if both Duraludon and Gardevoir come, so I gotta watch out for that. Defensive because I'm Assault Vest, and DRAGALGE has good natural speed def, so I can always take usually one special hit. It's mainly here for Tornadus and EXPLOUD as a switch-in, as well as most of my opponent's lower tiers. I say that because I do have a FERROTHORN for those Pokemon, but they do get fire moves, so I don't want to have to risk the fire move if I just have a fat Assault Vest DRAGALGE sitting right here. So that is the main kind of goal for DRAGALGE this week, is to kind of pivot between using it offensively and defensively. It's a check for ZERAORA, so if that thing gets a little bit out of hand, I do have this thing for it. It's 2-code by a Close Combat from a Banded URSHIFU, so that's, scary, but what can you do? And that's really all I have to say about this Pokemon. I really hope it puts in a bunch of work this week. Next up is going to be our GMAX Charizard. GMAX Charizard is max special attack, almost max speed, with a little bit of HP. Moves being Hurricane, Scorching Sands, Defog, and Roost with the boots. This is my dedicated lead. Charizard is absolutely amazing in this game. My opponent has basically no switch in, besides like maybe Spadef Swampert, AV Gardevoir I could see coming, and then maybe like extra tech like Air Balloon on Colossal, you know, wild stuff like that, which, you know, I'm fine with. But I just dedicate to lead this off and get a kill. Charizard should 1-for-1 something on this team, if not more. I kind of hope I get a little bit more out of it, but that's kind of the goal for this thing. I do have heavy duty boots over Life Orb because the damage from Life Orb didn't make too much of a difference besides like 1 or 2 calcs, and I was okay with giving up that for the boots, so maybe I could switch in later and get a Hurricane off or a Defog rocks away or something like that. But mainly prioritizing using Charizard really early in this game. It doesn't let URSHIFU get a kill really early, especially if I lead with it, so I'm cool with this, and I'm content with this Charizard set this week. And now I can move on to our next set, which is FERROTHORN. FERROTHORN is holding the leftovers, max HP, mixed defenses, but more Spadef bias. Moves being Stealth Rock, Toxic, Power Whip, and Body Press. This is here for Duraludon, Gardevoir, and Swampert. And then some lower tiers, but these are the main 3 that these are here for. Most importantly, G-Max Duraludon. I do have to, you know, prep for it or it will be a threat against my team. One set I could see technically beating this FERROTHORN is Iron Defense Body Press, and maybe just a generally physically offensive Duraludon, which, you know, sounds weird, but actually can be a thing. That would technically beat this FERROTHORN, but I could always chip it down low enough to the point where it's easily revengeable, and I'm quite content with that. Also here for Gardevoir, though it does get Mystical Fire, so 1 prediction and I'm a little bit in trouble. And then Swampert, we can trade rocks, I can Power Whip it, stuff like that. Again, I can get up rocks, which is pretty nice. It's not the most important member of this team this week, but it does play its role. Without it, I could easily lose to Duraludon or not have a defensive answer to it. Gardevoir can run a little bit rampant with like Specs, Moonblast, or whatever, and stuff like that. So it has a role, not the most important, just here to, you know, do its job. Next up is going to be COMFEY making its season debut as well. This is what I like to call cleaner number 1 of 2. Why? Because I do expect Bandit URSHIFU to come and 2-ko everything, including this gets 2-ko'd by close combat. I am max HP, max special attack with a modest nature. But the thing is, right, that if he is banded into URSHIFU, I can come in after URSHIFU gets its kill, COMFEY comes in, gets a Calm Mind up, and then I 2-ko everything on my opponent's team except for Colossal, QWILFISH, really bulky Gardevoir, and Duraludon when it's G-Max. That sounds like a lot, but I don't really expect QWILFISH to come. Colossal is easily going to be needed for a lot of other things, so chipping that won't be too hard, and Duraludon, it's only when it's G-Max, so once its G-Max is over, then I can still cleanly 2-shot it. Calm Mind's really nice because COMFEY is not O-code by anything that it can't either 2-ko or 1-shot. So, for example, a banded Poison Jab from URSHIFU should kill me, but, you know, Draining Kiss kills that. A banded ZERAORA's Plasma Fist will never kill me, so I can't Calm Mind in that phase, but if I already have +1, I'll Draining Kiss it, he won't knock me out, and I'll Draining Kiss the next turn and get basically all that health back because Draining Kiss is broken. That's kind of the goal for COMFEY, the clean late game. It's going to be taking a lot of damage, but then it gets most of the damage back with Draining Kiss. That's sort of the set in mind for this week. I can set up on his defensive core like TANGROWTH and Swampert. I'm a big fan of the set, and I really hope it does a lot of work. Pokemon number 5 on this team is Throh. Throh is coming for the 2nd week in a row, so I'm pretty ecstatic about that. I am max HP, max defense, withholding the leftovers, moves being Storm Throw, Knock Off, Toxic, Protect. Throw, if you saw last week's battle, it was the MVP and did the most work, and this week it is now the least most important member of the team. It's quite sad, but this is just URSHIFU fodder, right? If it's not banded, I can live 2 close combats and can use it as a switch-in multiple times, but if it is banded, then I'll be throwing my throw out the window pretty early. I'm so funny. I do have Storm Throw for the bulk up set, so I can always crit through it at least, which is nice. It also gives me a ZERAORA switch in, so DRAGALGE isn't too forced into that role. But again, it's mainly here just to switch into Urshifu, and that's quite it. Toxic for his defensive core, knockoff's nice as utility. Not much else to say about it, but that's Throw. And finally, we can talk about our final Pokemon of the week, Krookodile. Krookodile is the Moxie Scarf set, max attack, absolutely max speed with an adamant nature, who's being Earthquake, knockoff, close combat, and Stone Edge. This is cleaner 2 of 2 because if the Tangrowth is here, Krookodile does nothing. If Tangrowth does not come, then Krookodile can just spam moves. Particularly Earthquake, though I do have to be careful of Tornadus running around, so maybe knockoff spam at first, Earthquake later. It depends on how much he prioritizes that Pokemon there. It's really nice. I did heavily consider Anger Point over Moxie, like very heavy considered. This was the last Pokemon that I bred this week, I'm sorry. And I was really just on the fence about what ability to throw on there. Moxie's just a little bit more reliable, so I decided to do that in the end. This does outspeed ZERAORA, and that's kind of all I have to talk about for this Pokemon. Pretty simple. Get rid of the Tangrowth and just spam moves, or get rid of the Tornadus and spam moves, and that's Krookodile's job. And that's going to be it for the Team Builder section of this video this week. I do want to mention 2 things before we get into the battle. I do have some random silences in the battle this week. I already edited the battling portion. That's just because it got loud in the house, and I just, I have background music kind of cover over it, so if there's just some random silence, that's what it is. And B, the energy levels are basically back. I was trying to take this UPA approach as kind of more of a laid-back commentary and all that stuff, but as you can tell by the Team Builder that I literally just recorded, and in the battle you will see in a few seconds, the energy is kind of back to normal, because I'm more of like a hyped up person. I was just trying to lay back a bit, but I can only do it for so long, right? But that's all from me for the Team Builder section. I will see you guys in the battle. So we're in the battle. Not quite what I expected. No CLEFAIRY, no QWILFISH. I already know when I'm leading, but I'm going to take the full time just to cross out notes, because I didn't do that last time and it was really annoying. No COALOSSAL. No TANGROWTH, alright? No TANGROWTH. That's amazing. I'm actually really happy to see that. And no DURALUDON. Not too shocked about that, but still happy enough not to see it. Again, just going to cross out notes. I already know what I'm leading with. In fact, let me just lock it in now. It's going to be Charizard. Charizard's really good in this match, but I can use it as a breaker. It's going to be a lot better. COMFEY is my cleaner, as long as Krookodile, because Krookodile looks like a really good cleaner here. And yeah. Sorry, I don't really know how much to stall else here, besides the fact that I'm just crossing out notes, as I keep saying. But they're pretty important for the way I battle. By the way, I apologize if you guys hear talking in the background. Of course, it's always loud in my house as soon as I start recording. It's actually extremely frustrating. But, much I have 20 seconds. Okay. That is enough notes for now. I can lock in. So good luck, have fun to jack my opponent. I'm excited for this one. We have similar trainer cards, I think. Yeah, we do. They're pretty sick. So we're going to see what my opponent wants to lead off with. Here. Still crossing out. As my opponent's going to lead off with Greg, whoever that is. That's going to be Swampert. Okay, that's a little annoying, but not the end of the world. I might just say screw it and fire off my G-Max. Like I said, I really wanted to do that, and I still stand by it. And, what does my opponent have again? Yeah, we're gonna just do it. We're just gonna fire it off. So it's gonna do some big damage. This probably is gonna be Spadef Swampert, but I'm cool with this. He's actually gonna withdraw. I'm again cool with that. Tornadus comes out. I'm cool with that. It's gonna do some damage. I think I got all the notes that I was looking for as a cross out. Yeah, just the Tanger. I think I got a Tanger off here. EXPLOUD was interesting to bring. I'm excited to see what that's gonna do. Tornadus is like, it's not the biggest threat to my team, but the speed control is going to be extremely annoying because it's faster than a lot of things. But I mean, now that I'm faster than this, it's gonna be nice. I can just fire off Max Airstream. Does a lot of damage. And I can just do the same thing again next turn. So that's what I'm going to do. He does not have Colossal to like tank these Max Airstreams. So that's really nice, as I can just fire off another one. No sense of not doing it. He's only flying resist is ZERAORA, and I can just, you know, ground move that the next turn. I thought about using Charizard, like, I wanted to use it early, right? I put heavy duty boots on there because I wanted to, like, make the decision if I wanted to, like, use it late game or early game. It's actually Scarf, and he's gonna put Toxic on it, because that definitely should be faster than that. But I'm gonna knock out Tornadus, and we're gonna get a kill really early in this game, and that's amazing. So Tornadus drops. That's really good, because my switch into that wasn't incredible, so that's really good information. I'm sorry if you guys hear that in the background. It just started, like, I'm not even trolling. Like, just started getting, like, people in the back. Like, everyone was, like, kind of asleep up until about, like, 5 minutes ago, so we'll see what my opponent wants to bring out next. I still have one more turn of GMAX, and I'm fast. I should be faster than everything on their team, and they can't knock me out in any one hit. I don't mind losing Charizard early in this game because I already traded for Tornadus, so I'm cool with this. I probably should put Life Orb on this thing, but in Calx it wasn't like the biggest difference in the entire world, only for a few small things. And like that you saw in Tornadus, it probably would not have killed, so. I hope my video settings are still the same from last week, because they were pretty good last week. But to recap, if you guys didn't watch the team builder, I am a Choice Scarf Crocodile, so I could clean up late game, especially because Tornadus is going. I can freely spam Earthquake, as the EXPLOUD's going to come out. Day to remember, that's pretty sick. This just looks like another max Airstream, so that's all I'm going to click. No reason not to. It's going to do a lot of damage. He did run Assault Vest on this last week, so we'll see what's going to come out of this. As that does so much damage. And I'm very content with how this is going right now. He's going to go for Boom Burst. I don't think that's Specs. I feel like it would do a little bit more if it was Specs. So, while Charizard's nice for some things here, I can freely sack this thing and not feel bad about it. Let me see if Scorching Sands kills, because if I don't want to have to miss if I don't want to. So I did at Max Airstream did about that. So you're at 30-ish%. Oh no, I need to click Hurricane. If I miss, I miss. It's not like it's whatever. I have a lot of ways to revenge this. As he actually withdraws, I hope I hit my Hurricane on whoever comes in. It's going to be the Swampert. I really hope I hit this. Some crucial damage on this would be really nice. As I do hit it, which is really nice. And that is Spit F. That is very Spit F. I'm probably going to switch this out and save it as a sack for later. It's basically done its job. Let's see here. What are my switches to this thing? It's either FERROTHORN or just stay in a Hurricane. I don't mind trading. Rocks are kind of annoying, but like trading them isn't like the end of the world here. I'll go. Well, he doesn't have a Power Whip switch in, so let me just go into the FERROTHORN here. I don't mind this play. So I have Boots on Charizard. I have DEFOG on it too, so maybe I can get like a sack off DEFOG later. I don't know. Charizard's probably just gonna be a sack as he just flip turns. That's fine. I'm actually glad I switched out then. It keeps the Swampert a little bit lower. And if he goes on to URSHIFU, which by the way I mentioned in Team Builder, URSHIFU claims a kill each time it comes in basically. My COMFEY is not defensive, it's offensive, as the EXPLOUD actually comes out. This is probably where the Charizard just comes in and gets sacked here, to be honest. He does see that I'm leftovers, not really a big deal here. And, yeah, I can just sack off the Charizard. I don't know if this thing actually is Scar. It doesn't really matter, to be honest. I'll go into Charizard and just sack it. Because even if he's Scarf, I'll see what he's locked into. He's probably just going to click. He can click a few different things here. As I'm going to switch. He stayed in, so we'll see what he wants to go for here. As he goes for the Boom Burst. Okay. So I die there. I could probably bring out COMFEY, actually, to be completely honest with you. Huh. Let me see something here. Oh, or Crook. I mean, Crook Scarf, and I can just Scarf into Earthquake because he doesn't have an Earthquake switch in at this point in the game. He has Swampert still around, but it's especially defensive. We'll bring out Crook. I think I have Moxie on the set too, which is really nice. So let me do some calcs here. I just want to see what this is going to do to like a Swampert. Or like, do I just knock off? I mean, I think Earthquake's just better, so we'll just Earthquake. As he's still gonna save this. He's content with saving this thing. He goes back out in the Swampert. I'm fine with this. I know this thing's a little more def, so we'll see if this 2-co's. I hope this 2-co's. Yeah, that 2-co's. Okay. And he's leftovers. We saw that earlier, but I wasn't really paying attention to the item. So I just click Earthquake again and get a kill. As simple as that. I think he's just gonna sack off the Swampert if he brought it in like that. So I'll just get it ready to note it down. It's either this or EXPLOUD. Or he goes into URSHIFU and just takes it. And if he Scarf URSHIFU, he outspeeds me. I'm not going to risk it because Crook looks so good in this game. So he's just going to sack off the Swampert. So that's 2 down. We're in a pretty good spot. I'm definitely not over because he's got some big threats on his team, but feeling good. I can get rid of any notes about Swampert here. While I do that, I can start to get the calc out. As the URSHIFU comes out, I don't think I knocked this thing out. I still have a lot of time. I can start taking my time a little bit now that this battle's progressing so fast. Yeah, I don't even come close to knocking it out. So I'm going to probably just sack my throw here because I don't have a switch into this. We can find out what its set is right now. That's exactly what I'm going to do. I'm just going to go on the throw. If he U-turns and goes out into GARDEVOIR, then, like, good play. Which he could do, because I am a Crook. It's a pretty free U-turn. But I'm going to see if I can get some damage off of that information. He's close combat, a smart move. That is definitely not banded. Thank God that's not banded. That's probably Scarf, to be honest. As I think I can fire off a knockoff now. Yeah, let's just fire off a knockoff. I've learned my lesson not to protect in front of this thing, too. I don't really care about getting damage on this thing. It's just if I knock off its item. And I can knock off whatever GARDEVOIR has, as that's what's going to come out here. I'm going to trace my guts, I believe. I think that's what's going to happen. Yeah, that's not really a big deal. Knock off whatever this has. If it's Scarf, that's awesome. Kebia Berry, okay, for the DRAGALGE. Makes sense. And I'm going to save this, and I can just go out into the FERROTHORN. FERROTHORN's literally only here for this at this point. If he goes for Mystical Fire, good play, but, you know, whatever. And I can always revenge this thing with the Crook, so. Again, we're in a commanding position right now. I'm feeling really good about where we're at. I could protect, but I don't want him to Calm Mind in my face just because, you know, Rise won't prevent the threat, right? As he Drain Kisses, that's going to do nothing. In fact, he's going to get Iron Barbs chip from that. Yikes. And that, I'm not even range, I don't think I'm in range of Mystical Fire too, which is awesome. In fact, I could just get greedy and throw up rocks, because I know that I can always kill this thing with Crook afterwards. Let me just calc that. I mean, I know the calc, but I'll do it anyway. And then if that doesn't kill it, then COMFEY does. I have so many outs in this game right now, it's incredible. So, I'll just throw up rocks. Not really a big deal here. If he's like Magic Coat, that'd be cool. But that's, I don't know. It's either going to be Mystical Fire or switch into the URSHIFU, probably. Mystical Fire comes out. I should live this. Yeah, I lived it, so that's what I want to see. Special attack lowers, no one cares. And we just throw up rocks just for, you know, maybe like Sash, ZERAORA, or something like that. Something completely random. Some chips always nice. And now I'll fire off a Power Whip. It's just whatever, I'm just sacking this. Don't need it. Can take it from me as Mystical Fire comes out and I am dead. So again, keep saying it. This is going really well. I can easily just come into Crook now and click Earthquake. And eventually COMFEY can just come in and clean up. I believe he's either going to sack this or the EXPLOUD. Earthquake is always just the play. This or EXPLOUD goes, and if EXPLOUD goes, that means DRAGALGE doesn't really do too much in this game. If this goes, then it's just nice, because I don't really have to switch into this at this point, but this beats it. COMFEY can kind of 1v1 it. What else is there? Throw can't really deal with it, but meh. He could switch into URSHIFU and just tank the Earthquake, so he gets one more kill with, he's going to sack off EXPLOUD instead. Okay. I wasn't sure what he was going to do there, but this is good. EXPLOUD is dead. You have a Moxie boost too. Yeah, I'm feeling really good about this game, guys. I'm not gonna like sugarcoat it. This is going very well for us. So I can cross out this. It's just not. I don't really need to be crossing out this point. Like I already know how this end of this game is gonna go for me. It's just for convenience sake. You know what I mean? It's just throw or DRAGALGE. I feel like. I mean, I don't really need. I'm gonna throw because DRAGALGE can at least somewhat deal with these ZERAORA a little bit better than the throw can. So I'll just do this. If he doubles into GARDEVOIR, then you know, good play. But it's just the same thing over and over again, and I'll eventually come out on top of it. I see close combats. That's a critical hit. So I think is that a crit or is that just a high roll? Oh, that's just a high roll. That did a lot of damage. So I'm going to actually, I think I just knock off again, right? I don't need the, yeah, I'll just knock off again. I don't need the damage on this, because COMFEY should always one-shot it. And he is going to be lowering his defenses anyway. So it really just doesn't matter. He's thinking about it, he withdraws again. Probably going back out on the Gardevoir. Goes out into ZERAORA. Alright, knock off whatever this has. It's heavy duty boots, because he didn't take rocks damage, okay. So, get a little bit more leftovers recovery back. This, I kind of want to switch into DRAGALGE on this. I kind of want to do that. Best thing he can hit me with is knockoff, and that would be annoying, but not the end of the world. Yeah, that wouldn't really like kind of matter to me. He might volt switch too. I just don't want him bulking up, right? So yeah, we'll just go out into DRAGALGE, because if DRAGALGE comes in, I kind of just get a free kill, yeah, unless he volt switches, which would be a good play. So we'll see what my opponent wants to do here. As they fire off, I'm thinking like, okay, Plasma, that's best case scenario. Because now I can just click the Sludge Bomb button, or I could even drop a Draco, if I'm going to be completely honest with you. As, let me just see what this is going to do. No, Sludge Bomb's safer, because if Gardevoir comes out, then, yeah, so we'll just Sludge Bomb it. It's not a big deal. Yeah, so he's just going to flip Plasma Fist again. I don't think Sludge Bomb will kill this, but, you know, that's fine. As actually, if this doesn't kill, I might flip to the next turn so I can get in COMFEY and then start cleaning up. As that's going to do a lot of damage. I think I'm trying to think of ways I can lose this. There's not too many, but you never know. I'll just You know, I'll just Sludge Bomb. It's not really a big deal, to be honest. It's really not. As he's gonna Plasma Fist, I should live this next hit and just knock out the ZERAORA Sludge Bomb. This is DRAGALGE's season debut, by the way, so that's pretty cool. As yeah, we're gonna knock out the ZERAORA with Sludge Bomb, and it's just down to URSHIFU and the GARDEVOIR. So yeah, we're feeling pretty good. I'm not sure like if that was the right play differential-wise, but I don't really think about that when I battle. I just want to like win the battle and get it over with. And I feel like that's like the smarter way to play, because if you go for differential, then you start to make mistakes if you like look at it too deeply. So if something like Gardevoir comes out, that's amazing. If URSHIFU comes out, that's fine too. Anyway, it doesn't matter. I let whoever comes in kill me, and then if URSHIFU comes out, I go out into COMFEY, and if the Gardevoir comes out, I go into Crook, and then it's just a win-win situation. And then if he is the Fairy Berry on URSHIFU, that means that I can always revenge it with Crocodile. And so I basically had this game wrapped up, unless it's like bulk up, and he finds a way to bulk up. I kind of don't think that's going to be a case here. Adaptability is a little scary, but yeah, adaptability Gardevoir is something, but I don't think it's going to matter at this point. I just Sludge Bomb here. He's probably going to knock me out with a Psychic move. Draining Kiss, trying to get some health back. That's respectable. As he does knock me out. I am Assault Vest on this set. Yeah, the only way this goes wrong is if like Crook doesn't knock out Gardevoir. So we'll see what happens here. I mean, you have to be like really bulky Gardevoir to be able to live this hit. I do have to go for Earthquake though, so that's how it is. But, you know, whatever. He might switch into URSHIFU because he can take the hit. But then at this point, I probably just stay in. So yeah, he does do that play. I kind of thought he would. This should like 2-ko, I think. Pretty sure it's 2-kos. We'll see. Yeah, that's 2-kos. And we can just find out if he's Scarf right now, because I don't need to make the switch out. I always click Earthquake, because if he knocks me out, then that means he's Scarf. And that means COMFEY beats it. I can Calm Mind in front of its face, actually, and make it an easier time for me. As we'll find out right now if this game's just over right here. I like this. This was a fun battle. This is a fun battle. It's kind of like, I don't know what to say about it. I'm having fun. I had a battle earlier that was really good, and it kind of got me in the battling mood. Maybe that's why. As he is actually Scarf. He's going to Scarf into close combat. That's going to knock me out. Let's go to URSHIFU in the calc here, because no way you outspeed me if you're not Scarf. So I just go out into COMFEY and click Calm Mind, I think. Yeah. And then Gardevoir shouldn't be able to beat me if I'm healing up too much health. Yeah, so I just Calm Mind once. And then I spam Draining Kiss to win. And that should be it. I can't think of a way he can beat me. Even if he steals Triage, he just close combats. Yeah, so I only need one Calm Mind. I don't need to get like greedy on anything. I just thought Draining Kiss on his set's actually kind of smart, because his Triage would out prioritize mine. But I do have a boost up while he won't. So yeah, we just Draining Kiss this, not risking a crit or anything, because it's not necessary. And yeah, that should. I'm feeling pretty good about it. Yeah, I just don't see. Let me wait here. See, move. By the way, I'm really happy we get the battle in the Ice Stadium. This is my favorite stadium in Sword and Shield. So we're gonna knock out the URSHIFU and get all of our health back, which is exactly what I wanted. So yeah, URSHIFU drops. And it's just COMFEY at +1/+1 versus Gardevoir at like half health. I can't really think of a set that would beat me. It already has Mystical Fire, Draining Kiss. Even like a Calm Mind Gardevoir shouldn't be able to beat me here. Again, Triage is a little bit annoying, but it's whatever. And I just, yeah. Draining Kiss my way to victory, I think. This will Tuco, because, you know, Comfey's kind of weak naturally. So, we'll see how much this does here. Yeah, clean Tuco. As Gardevoir is going to click Draining Kiss itself. This shouldn't do too much. Yeah, that doesn't do too much. I think I knock it out this turn. It doesn't matter. I just spam it till I win. So Comfey, I had a plan with Comfey endgame and with Crocodile Scarf as well. I knew Tangrowth didn't have the greatest matchup in the entire world, so I thought, oh, Crook's gonna be okay here because if he does bring Tangrowth, then Crook just runs house. If not, then I can take advantage of it with stuff like Comfey, like Charizard, and it worked out. It really did. So I want to say GG to my opponent Jack. Battling Jack is such a fun time. Thank you for the battle, man. I really appreciate it, and I hope you get to this point in the video. Make sure to check out my opponent in the description below. I don't usually do outros when I'm doing this. I'm so used to post-com. But we're going to move up to 3-0. That's pretty sick. I'm very happy with how we've been playing so far, especially on getting used to the new timer because I'm a pretty slow battler. But I've been making my moves pretty fast. I've been explaining them, and I feel like they've been making sense so far. So I'm really happy with how I've been playing. I'm not sure who we face next week. We'll find out next week. But thank you guys for watching, and, I'll see you next week.